All right, good afternoon. I appreciate you all coming out to the Sector 2 substation. Just easier logistically for all of us. So at about 1 o'clock, our deputies responded to 8408 Fort Clinch Avenue in reference to a disturbance. The persons inside the house said that their son was acting violently, breaking things, and then when the deputies responded there, said that the son had hit the mother. He's in his 40s. Deputies responded. At some point, attempted to take the subject into custody. There was a violent struggle. The individual picked up a bar stool and violently attacked the deputies, striking one of them at least one time. So there's two deputies at Advent Health East with very minor injuries. During that struggle, one deputy fired at the subject, and he was since pronounced dead. Like I said, there's two deputies at the hospital with very minor injuries, defensive injuries to their arms, and right now the shooting is under investigation by the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. It'll be turned over to the state attorney's office, as is our protocol, and we'll do our own internal review. Only one deputy fired rounds, and he is or will be on administrative leave pending the outcome of the preliminary investigation. So I'll take a few questions at this time.
What was the guy? What's with the guy? Was he on drugs or mental issues?
Yeah, not really sure. We have been there at least 6 times in the past for some type of mental issues and/or disturbances. The address was flagged because of the individual's propensity of violence towards our deputies.
You said two deputies were both hurt, or only one deputy?
So 2 deputies had minor injuries to their arms. They were taken to Advent Health East.
Were there extra precautions taken going into the residence because it had been flagged for issues in the past?
Yeah, so this is why 3 deputies responded because of the issues in the past.
Anybody else inside that apartment hurt, Sheriff?
Yeah, there were 2 other people inside the apartment, inside the residence. Yeah.
How's mom doing?
Yeah, we're still talking to the individuals involved. Obviously, they witnessed the incident.
Any reason why they didn't use less lethal force, like taser?
So at some point during the struggle, taser was used. Based on what we know, that was ineffective.
Sure. Was there any weapons seen, on the counter or anything nearby? I mean, you said you used a bar stool, but were there any other weapons seen?
Yeah, that's all part of the preliminary investigation. And what we do know for sure is that he violently attacked our deputies with that bar stool.
So did the deputy duck out of the way so they weren't like hit in the head, or how did that?
Yeah, so they actually had to put up their arms and back up, and were actually struck by the bar stool at least 1 or 2 times.
Sheriff, can you give us a little bit of a feel for how chaotic this scene was in there?
Yeah, just pretty chaotic from what I said. Just watching the incident and hearing about it, I think they tried to talk to the individual, and at some point had to take him into custody, and the individual became violent.
What do you see on the body-worn camera video?
Yeah, so the incident is captured on body-worn camera.
You know what mental issues he had?
No, not this time. It's all part of the investigation.
Has he
What
been
about the other
arrested
people in the home?
before?
Were they okay?
I'm not sure if he's been arrested before.
The other people in the home, were they injured at all? Or?
No, so no one else was injured. Like I said, 2 deputies transported with very minor injuries to their arms.
Did he have any
Is it-
weapons aside from a bar stool?
Unknown at this time.
Whose home is it, Sheriff?
I think they all lived there together, but I'm not really sure.
Sheriff, you said 40-year-old. The person who struck the officer was in his 40s, or the mom was in her 40s?
The person who struck the officers is in his 40s, right?
And the age of the other 2 people?
I'm not sure.
Sheriff, you say you've been there in the past. Has this person been violent toward your deputies in the past as well?
That's the information that we're receiving based on the past history and the reason the address was flagged.
And what were the mother's injuries?
I'm not sure about the mother's injuries. I just knew that at some point before the deputies got here, the individual had struck his mother.
All 3 deputies on paid leave, or just the first?
Yeah, so that's standard. I'll be on paid leave.
All
Yeah.
3. This all happened inside the home?
Inside the home, correct.
Can you give us the exact address again?
8408 Fort Clinch Avenue.
8408 Fort Clinch Avenue.
Fort Clinch, right.
And Sheriff, how many shots fired, and where was the person shot?
Yeah, I don't have all that information right now, so we'll release that at a later time. Yeah.
Was he dead on scene, though, or was it later at the hospital?
I'm not sure.
Can you
Sure,
give a
for people
timeline
that-
as to when the deputies got there and, you know, when it escalated, like how long was this frame?
I'll just say that they had been talking to him for several minutes. I'm not sure of the exact timeline.
Sheriff, for people not familiar, exactly what happens next as far as investigative?
Yeah, so right now, the investigation will be conducted by the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, and we'll kind of shadow them to find out for our own information what exactly happened there. Once they're completed with their investigation, they'll hand it over to the state attorney's office. In the coming weeks, they'll kind of give me a preliminary investigation as to what happened based on witness statements and video and other things. And then after it's turned over to the state attorney's office and then returned to us, depending on what the state attorney's office finds, then we do our own internal investigation.
Sure, the deputy you opened fire, is he a senior deputy?
It's got about 2 years on.
Everybody good?
How are the deputies at this point? Are they shaken up? Are they?
Yeah, it appeared to be shaken up at the hospital, rightly so.
I mean, releasing the suspect's name or?
Not at this point, but we will eventually.
He for sure has mental issues. He had mental issues.
I don't want to comment on what his past were. I can just tell you that the address was flagged because of some of the past incidents at that address and the propensity of violence towards law enforcement.
There's been a physically violent history when you guys have arrived there in the past.
I don't want to comment exactly what happened. I don't want to get things wrong, but I just know that we've responded there before for similar type of incidents like we responded today, and that's the reason the address was flagged.
Deputies'
We're
injuries
good,
were-
thank you, Sheriff.
All right, thank you.
We'll send out a synopsis for you guys when we have enough information.